Hey everyone, happy Motivational Monday. So, what do you do when you are making efforts and it just seems like getting nowhere? How do you deal with that? How do you keep going? Let's get into it. So, in any circumstance where the challenges are great, you're going to have a lot of moments where you feel like you're making one step forward and two steps back. That your efforts aren't really getting you where you want to go, or you're not getting there as fast as you'd like. And maybe you're not, right? Maybe you need to acknowledge that you're not getting there as fast as you want. And there may be many reasons for that. It could be that you still have a lot of learning to do surrounding other things that are part of you getting to your dream, or finishing a task. Knowing that is important, because then you can say, okay, well, let me fill in this piece to the puzzle, work on that, and then add another piece as you go along. And that's part of finding effective solutions. Doesn't really matter though. Sometimes what the dynamic is, the feeling is still the same. That kind of heaviness, or depression, or just drag that you feel when things aren't materializing as you want. And these days we want what we want when we want it, and faster. So it's hard to have the patience, the wisdom to know that things really do take time, and everything that is really, really tough requires more time. So how do you keep the faith, man? You got to. It's essential to getting to your end goal. And one of the things that really makes a difference is knowing your whys. Why are you doing this? What do you intend to accomplish? And what's the significance of it? Who are you doing it for? Who is your source of inspiration? And I tell you, some of the most powerful sources of inspiration are going to be people outside of your own self. Your mom, your dad, your kids, your friends, your family, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your your to-be spouse, whoever it is. They can be very powerful motivators in your life. And having those whys, knowing what your why is really important. And sometimes the why isn't even somebody that you really know, or know very well, or have defined as an individual, but could be a class of people. Like, it could be people who have disabilities, and you want to make them know that they can do anything they set their minds to. Whoever the why is centered around, when you have those moments of feeling down because you're not getting there, knowing your why can be just that fuel that you need to keep you going. So always have it in the back of your mind, and tucked away in your heart, so you can open the door to that little nook of inspiration and say, this is why I'm doing this. I'm not going to stop. And let that be one source of how you keep the faith. Another thing, coming back to this notion of not getting there as quickly as you want to, I'm sure this has happened to all of you. And I've had this discussion with a lot of folks who are looking to make physical changes in their body through workouts, etc. They work out and they feel like they're not getting to the body that they want, or it's just not happening fast, or they think, okay, I've made a little progress, but it's really not happening. And then guess what happens? Somebody else enters the picture and says to them, oh my gosh, I can see how much your body's changing. Your workouts are really making a difference. And all of a sudden you realize the things that you couldn't see were actually happening. We have this way of being dysmorphic, and not seeing the world the way it really is. And knowing that can be an important component of saying that the little steps are working. I may not see it now, but down the road I'll be able to identify these success points. Knowing a process works is important to continuing to execute it. And that's part of keeping the faith. If you have a formula that you can apply, that other people have done, and it's worked for them, that gives you the additional assurance that if you just keep going on this path, applying these steps, then you'll get there, which is one of the reasons finding mentors, finding people who have a body of work that you can identify with or admire is important. Reading, all right? Finding those steps that other people took to get to their end goals. All right? Those are great things to do. So find those, those sources of motivation, inspiration in other people's stories, in their lessons, and apply them to your life and use it as your additional means by which you keep the faith, so that when those moments come where you just feel like you're not getting there and you feel dragged down and your energy is depleting, and they will come, and they'll come more often than you'd like them to, you have some source to turn to that gives you the additional fuel you need to keep going. So do that. Find those whys in your life, the why you're doing things, and recognize that if you have a process that works and you apply it, a process that has worked for others and you apply it, that you too will see results. Keep the faith, keep going, don't stop. From Los Angeles, this is Dexter wishing you the best now and always, and signing out. Happy Motivational Monday. Hey, if you like any of the content that I post here, please be sure to click that little like button or the heart, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can also subscribe on my YouTube channel, so like and subscribe me there too.